So based on a sketch that Ruby did of a fossil that she found, Emily is going to try to draw and recreate what she thinks that creature looks like. That raises a whole lot of questions right there. Just you saying that, but... Hello, my Camp PencilPointers. Haha, guess what we found?
I found it when I was building my log flume.
Yes, and we will talk about the dangers of making your own homemade log flume later. But right now, let's talk about what we've discovered. If you head northeast to the opposite side of the lake, there's a little rocky inlet over there we call Wattle Cove. And it's there that Ruby made her amazing discovery.
I found a fossil!
And not just any fossil.
A gigantic fossil!
If it is a fossil, that would be really exciting. We asked Ruby to draw what the fossil looked like. And as you can see, it doesn't look like anything I've ever seen before in my life. What if the fossil is a prehistoric, strange, and peculiar creature?
It could be a fossil of a mammoth, or a dinosaur, or a dragon rock.
Or it could be a key that unlocks a lair that's filled with pirate treasure.
Or it could be soft limestone, eroded over time to slightly resemble an animal.
Curiosity has got the best of us, and tonight Emily will put on her forensics paleontologist hat and, based on Ruby's drawing, try her best to reconstruct what this creature might have looked like. Camp PencilPointers at home, what do you think this creature looks like? Using Ruby's sketch, draw your own strange and peculiar creature.
Okay, I'm gonna keep filling my log flume. Hit the thing, music!
No, let's not keep building the log flume, please.
Ha ha ha, you betcha. Theme music.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, otters and dragons and octopi, welcome to Camp PencilPoint, a place where we draw using nonsense and tomfoolery. Let's all draw something ridiculous. Joe Fu here, along with my good friend right over there, Emily. Emily, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
We're doing good. You might notice a little different background for me today. We're having a little bit of internet issue back at Camp PencilPoint, so I'm at Emily's. So thanks, Emily.
Yeah, no problem.
Follow us at Camp PencilPoint on Facebook and on Instagram. Give us a follow. Also, please share Camp PencilPoint with your family and friends and share the love of drawing. For the next 12 to 15 minutes, we will embark on a journey of the ridiculous. We're going to explore the gigantic fossil of Wattle Cove. Let me give you some facts. Hey, Hogarth. Hogarth is here. We're going to explore the gigantic fossil. We're going to explore the gigantic fossil of Wattle Cove. Let me give you some facts. So earlier this week, Ruby was building a log flume, which is something I really have to talk to her about. Emily, we should not have log flumes being constructed on Camp PencilPoint property. So the silver lining of all that is, in making that log flume, Ruby unearthed a gigantic fossil. And she drew a sketch of it because it's too big for her to pick up and bring home, and I think it's actually embedded in the rock. It really inspired us. Emily is going to draw a recreation of what she believes that creature looks like. The one thing we're going to go over when we get into it is Emily, I want to talk to you a lot about how you broke down this rough sketch that Ruby drew for us. How do you break it down? How did you make that creature that you made? Camp PencilPointers out there, get a pen and paper ready, because we're gonna have, at the end of the drawing, we're gonna have a rapid fire question and answer. So I'd like for you, Camp PencilPointers at home, to write down the answers, and you can send them in, post them up in the comments below, send us a direct message. Let us know what your thoughts are on some prehistoric creatures. If you're drawing, we would love for you to draw along with Emily. You don't have to draw exactly the same creature that Emily is drawing. We'll have Ruby show her sketch again, so take a look at what Ruby drew and use that shape to create your own creature. It doesn't have to look exactly like Emily's creature, But we would love for you to draw along with us, because drawing together is a whole lot more fun. I'm going to toss it over to Ruby. She's going to show you a sketch, but buckle in as we explore the gigantic fossil of Wattle Cove.
Here's my drawing of the fossil I found. Let's see what Emily draws. Yay!
We saw Ruby show her sketch, and you know it's a very Ruby sketch. But what did you do when you took that sketch? I guess the shapes that Ruby drew. What did you do when you took those, and how did you translate them into what you're drawing now?
Well, I turned it around a few times to get it from different angles. I guess the major feature for me that I was going off of was the two black holes or circles in it.
The depressions in what might be the surface, right?
Right. So I was thinking maybe those, the big holes, the big black circles could be... at first I was thinking even nostrils or like an ear hole.
Okay.
And then I settled on eyeballs, eye sockets.
Okay, so I could see that. I could definitely see that. Thinking of what Ruby sketched before, I could definitely see eye sockets. I have no idea how big this fossil is. It could be giant. Like Ruby says, gigantic. If you remember in the intro, she said
Gigantic!
it must be huge. If you look at the overall shape and the proportions and the sizes of it all, those circles look really big.
Yeah, I guess like an owl maybe.
Is this creature kind of based on the idea of an owl?
It's funny because I didn't think of that when I was drawing it, but he is definitely bird-like. Yes, and I see similarities. The giant eyes.
So you got giant owl eyes.
Yeah.
You got feathers and wings.
Eyes are so big they cannot move them in their head. That's why they rotate there.
That's amazing. I actually didn't know that about owls.
Oh, yeah.
So they can't. They have to turn their head. So what else? How else did you break down the shape?
So I extended some of her shapes too. She had little nubs on the bottoms, and that could have been anything. They could have been tails or flippers. I made them into legs, kind of like I guess the back two are giant bird legs, and the two front are like claws or like bare arms with some sort of claws at the tips of them.
So here's a thought for you. You're taking this whole shape not as like a skeleton, but like just like creature got stuck in mud.
Yeah.
And then that's what we got. I know Ruby had this shape that was almost like a U shape, an upside down umbrella shape on the very top. What did you interpret out of that?
Ears.
What other features did you add to this creature?
Yeah, he had that bump on him. So I was trying to imagine what that could be, and I settled on wings. Yes, and because he has wings, I gave him some tail feathers. Not everything makes it in the fossilizing process, so there could be things added to him that are not necessarily in the shape.
I think very rarely have they found fossilized feathers. They're finding more and more feathers as they go lately, but it's relatively a new thing where I don't think they found a lot of fossilized feathers. Let's go over again. Ruby found a fossil. She sketched it out, what she thinks it looks like. We're all like fired up. Our imaginations are going. And Emily took a shot at drawing what she believes this creature looks like. What the fossilized creature looks like. I believe you're adding some more feathers for texture. Am I wrong in that, or are you adding some fur?
Like a fluffy, so the main part of his body, I guess, is like a fluffy feather.
The one thing I want to also ask you about is the placement of the eyes. I feel like both eyes are on one side of the head, like a flounder. But both eyes are on one side of the head, and they're very far away from the mouth.
Right.
It's a very unusual combination.
I don't know if it's a predator or a prey. Maybe both. Prey animals have their eyes to the side, and predators have their eyes more in the front.
Yes, that's true.
So, but it's possible. Maybe he has two eyes on the other side too.
Oh, he has four. Maybe he has four eyes. Here's what I'm getting. It's a combination of a bird, a beluga whale,
I can see that.
and a cat.
Cat.
Think about that, David Attenborough. All right, so in about a minute, we're going to go into rapid fire questions. So I'm going to get immediate, quick answers. We're going to see what she says, and then we'll discuss right after. And Camp PencilPointers at home, answer these questions as well. Post them up in the comments below. Send us a direct message. Let us know what your answers are to these ridiculous questions. Let's just go right now. Rapid fire questions. Ready, Emily? Rapid fire. Here we go. If there could be one prehistoric beast still around that you would have as a pet, what would it be?
I think the duck-billed dinosaur.
Oh, a duck-billed dinosaur. That was quick. What is the best name for your particular animal that is a prehistoric pet?
It'd have to be Epic Excalibur.
Excalibur? Excalibur, the duck-billed dinosaur. Question 3. What you gave me? You gave me your best name for a pet. What's the worst name for your dinosaur pet?
Barbara.
Barbara.
Yeah.
I kind of like Barbara. Oh, Barb the dinosaur. What modern food would your prehistoric beast like best?
I think it would like to eat what I like to eat. And I like botanas.
Botanas?
It's a nice variety of textures and flavors.
So we'll call them botanas. The rest of the world probably calls them nachos. What is the modern food that your prehistoric beast would like least?
Maybe green olives.
Green olives? Ah.
I feel like it might be too pungent for its old taste buds.
Oh. That raises a whole lot of questions right there. Just you saying that. But let's move on. Your prehistoric beast needs a buddy. What would his buddy animal be?
Maybe an alligator.
What? No. What?
They get along. They both be aquatic and
I guess.
they could.
They're just buddies. They just hang out.
Yeah.
The alligator and the duck-billed dinosaur. Alright. This or that question. Prehistoric beast as a pet. Do you give it an ugly Christmas sweater or a Halloween costume?
Halloween costume.
Halloween with the Halloween costume. What would the Halloween costume be then?
Maybe like a giant pumpkin.
I like it. Giant pumpkin Halloween costume. Alright. Prehistoric beast. You're gonna teach it a silly pet trick. What silly pet trick are you gonna teach your prehistoric beast?
Fetch.
Fetch? You're gonna teach it to fetch? That's not that silly. What are you gonna have it fetch?
It's so big it could.
It could be
Get
a
me
tree.
anything.
It could be like a tree or like a Toyota.
Yeah.
What sound would your prehistoric beast most likely not make?
Ding dong.
All right, well there you go. Rapid fire questions with Emily. If you have any answers to these questions, Camp PencilPointers, post them up in the comments below. Send us a direct message. Let us know. Let's spark a conversation. You're wrapping up your drawing. I think you're almost done. This creature came together nicely.
Thank you. Did you notice what I did for scaling? I drew a cactus next to it.
Oh, so I did. It's so small. The cactus is so small. I didn't see it. Let's do a little beauty shot of this this fine-looking creature. There it is in all its glory. That was Emily's drawing of a prehistoric beast based on the sketch that Rubi drew of the fossil that she found at Wattle Cove. You know, it makes you think. It makes you wonder how accurate you were in portraying this creature. If you are watching the bite-sized version of this video and you want to watch the drawing at regular speed, or if you want to join in on the conversation, post comments, like and follow us on Facebook, and that way you can join in on all the live streams on every Tuesday evening. If you are a good artist, then be a good artist. If you're a not so good artist, then, be a not so good artist. Whatever you are, just go out and draw and have fun drawing. As I say every week, you are important and your artistic voice is important as well. So take care of yourself and take care of your artistic voice. Remember to draw every day, but to take the stress out and to draw for fun. Finally, never stop creating and never stop inspiring. Until next week, go out and draw something ridiculous. Good night, everyone.